dandruff right there. Sorry. I had to brush my hair. As I begin this, I feel like I look like Tom Hanks in Castaway at the end of the movie when he finally got off the island and he went home to see his family after however many years, and he knocked on the front door and his wife answered the door, I think with another man, and she fainted because he was still alive and he was back. And that's sort of how I feel right now in this moment filming this video here for After Prison Show. Where have I been? And so much that I want to share. And I hope I'm able to do so in an entertaining way, in a way that you guys enjoy. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and get into this. I've titled this video a little bait-ish, right? And I don't really like the whole bait thing. It's not clickbait because I'm going to share exactly what the title of this video is. And I mean, it's a big part of this video, but there's bigger parts of this video like, you know, where have I been? What happened after Prison Show? Did I quit after Prison Show? And what am I doing here right now? So I'll get to all of those things, but let me go ahead and get with the title of this video. And that is, you know, what happened to the random stranger visits? Well, to be completely frank and beans with you about the situation, I got banned. Yeah, that's right. Old Joe got banned from the Getting Out website. Which I was using to do the random stranger visits. Now, I didn't even realize that I had gotten banned because, you know, I had taken a little break from doing the random stranger visits to focus on trying to get Flip 3 done, my third flip house, which if you don't follow Joe Does Stuff, my other YouTube channel, I'll share with you guys here that on December the 23rd, that was Thursday of this past week, I just wrapped up my third flip house, and 99% of the work that was done in that house, well, 95% of the work that was done in that house was done by me and a guy by the name of Damon. Two guys. And we did that bitch from the ground up. Check out Joe Does Stuff for more on that and to see the final, how that thing turned out, I guess. So very proud of that situation, but it was, you know, working on that big ass investment of mine that caused me to take a little break from doing the random stranger visits. Now, somewhere along the line, I would either read comments or maybe it would be me noticing that I wasn't getting the notifications that I used to get from the random strangers who I was visiting that led me to say, let me go ahead and check and see if I got any messages and see what's going on with that. And maybe we can, I remember exactly what it was now. Damn, I remember exactly what it was. It wasn't from getting messages and comments from people saying, Joe, what happened to the random stranger visit? Joe, what happened after Prison Show? Did you just abandon 1.4 million subscribers? I think it's 1.39. And it's not like 1.39 million people even watched After Prison Show. God, I've got a lot to talk about here this morning. No, it wasn't from those comments at all. I remember exactly what it was right now. It wasn't from the comments. It wasn't from me wondering, hey, I wonder what's going on with this person. It was me running across somebody who I had completely forgotten about, and it wasn't until I saw their mugshot that I said, holy shit. First I said, holy shit, why does that person look so familiar? And then I said, holy shit, I remember exactly who that person was. Folks, I've shared a prison story about this person in the past here on After Prison Show. And this is a person who back during 2008, between 2009 and 2010, somewhere in that time frame, while I was still in the jail waiting to go to prison, there would be this young white dude, younger white guy, who would come up into the housing unit with some bad type of charges. Yeah, dude had some bad type of charges. Dude had an ape charge. And it involved the minor. But it was a crazy, gosh almighty, I'm trying to remember. You know, anybody who's got a charge like that, they're going to try to justify that in a big way, right? They're going to try to justify that in a big way. Dude's story was pretty wild. So I guess he would tell it, the way he would tell it would be, you know, God, I can't even really remember how this whole thing went down. All right. So in this housing unit, there was me, a dude named Brad. Brad was snitching and learning the gang codes that were being signed through the big plexiglass windows from housing unit to housing unit. And that's how he was getting information on cases. And, he had a pretty serious robbery charge. He was facing a bunch of time. He would end up getting a bunch of time. I think he's probably out now or about to come home. And then there was this other dude who came into the housing unit. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I ran across his mugshot. And maybe I'm sharing that with you guys right here. This is him. This is the young boy, right? So dude comes into the housing unit. Now, he wasn't fresh into the jail. He was just coming into the housing unit where Brad and I were at. And I was just coming into the housing unit where Brad was at because I had checked out of the last housing unit I was in. Not for my own protection, even though I told the COs it was. But there was just no more money in that housing unit, $3 a day. Joe wasn't making anything except for doing pick and poke tattoos. I had exhausted all resources in the housing unit I was in, so I checked out, went to another housing unit. That's where I ran into Brad, and then soon thereafter came young boy with the bad charges and the crazy story. And when I heard that, I was like, what? But then Brad was like, hey, yo, hold up, though. Hope you guys are following. So basically the story, let me go with that first. And dude would tell the story, too. He would just tell it. So allegedly what happened is he was dating, he was like, 18. His girlfriend was like 15 or something like that. And supposedly they were having relations, and supposedly she said that he had the relations while in possession of a little pistol starter. And maybe the mother found out, she got scared, so she said, hey, yo, do bait with the firearm on him. And boy, that joint just sounded terrible. Sounded like he was doing that joint at Gumbo, hey. A lot of wild shit with that, right? But when I heard that, it was brought to me by young boy who was coming to me for protection of all people. Who do you think I am, Wes Watson? I'm not that big at all, even though sometimes my head could be. But I'm trying to do better. Turning over a new leaf with everything that we're sharing here now. So dude would come to me like, hey, look, I see that you're faring pretty well in here. You're not the biggest, toughest Wes Watson type of a dude or nothing like that. But you do tattoos, dudes respect you. Hey, look, I need to get up under the wing a little bit. Hold on to the pocket teabag prison break style. What was dude's name? The Tweener. Old Tweener from Prison Break, man. He got a real raw deal. He had a good heart, though. When he snitched, he was doing so for the right reasons. What was I talking about again? Oh, yeah. So dude would come to me like, hey, look, I don't even remember how you, hey, I hope I can be cool with you. You don't just go up to somebody like, can you please protect me? I mean, sometimes maybe you would. But this dude was like, yo, you are so, you're living eye in here. And I want to hang out with a guy like you. And I said, okay, but, I got to G-check you a little bit, what you up in here for. And he said, well, I'm facing a lot of time. Do you think I'm going to get a lot of time? And I already knew what he was in there for because Brad had already told me learning the sign language through the plexiglass. Joe, did you know the sign language? I did not. A, B, C, D. That's about as far as I knew. F was hard. F. He said, do you think I'm facing a lot of time? And I said, hey, look, I don't know. I'm effing with the dude now. I don't know. I mean, you'd probably be all right unless you got one of them bathing ape charges. And dude's eyes got big for a moment. He was like, put his head down. And he was like, hey, yo, I do. So I was already cocked back, ready to take flight because that's what you're supposed to do. But Brad was like, Joe, J Smooth, G Money. Hey, look, you got to pump the brake. Jake break that situation for a minute. But wait. Brad would whisper in my ear. I already knew this. Brad had told me prior, he was like, yo, dude's got some messed up charges, but he got 3 sisters. And they all bad. No disrespect to my wife. This is back in 2008 when I was dreaming of my wife. Hoping I'd get out and find her. And I did. Sort of like that movie, The Notebook, Ryan Gosling. Well, I'm hitting y'all with a lot of bars in this shit. So anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Brad told me, he was like, Joe, dude got some effed up charges, right? But he got 3 sisters. I'm already right into one of them. That means there's still 2 left. Maybe one for you. Dude came to me with the proposition of being my friend. I said, hey, look, in prison ain't nothing for free. Everything costs money. We're in the jail. Everything costs us. It's $3 a day in this bitch. I said, you could be my friend, but I'm going to need a friend. And that friend ain't going to be you. I heard you got some sisters. some female siblings out there. So anyways, I would actually get a pen pal through this dude, right? Craziest situation in the world. By the time I was leaving from the jail, I had one of dude's sisters, like basically ready to ride or die with me. She had only come to see me one time in the jail, right? I was so nervous. I hadn't had a visit in 2 years. Last time I had a visit was from my ex telling me she was going to be my ex and that she found somebody that she could sex with out there. Damnedest thing, Jody. So I go off to prison. I'm jumping around a little bit, but I go off to prison. The girl found me, came to see me at receiving. And, you know, I still had 5 years left to serve. I was like, hey, look, you just need to go out. I told this girl, you know, some advice from a prisoner as a pen pal. A real dude keeping it 100. I was like, yo, in order for this relationship to work, you need to go out there and have as much sex as possible. Don't worry about me. I mean, you can come see me from time to time, but you need to live your life, shorty. Don't be locked up with me. She told me she would ride. I never heard from the girl again. But that's just how that shit goes, right? But get back to the jail. Dude was having a tough time with it, right? And I guess even though I'm trying to make this overtly funny, probably missing the mark in so many departments with that, but this really brings up a really important thing, right? You know, not everybody who's got the bad type of charges ends up having a tough time about it. You know what I mean? And mind you, dude's story was effed up. What they were saying about dude was effed up, especially on the motion of discovery. You know, his court case, what his case was based upon, the story being told, was not good. But as far as I can remember, dude was all right. Now, I don't know if that was because he was cool with me and I was like, you know, the Wes Watson of the penitentiary at this point. I keep bringing up dude's name. The only reason I'm doing it's no shots. I just literally like saw a video, not watched it, but I saw a video of his pop up and I said, don't recommend this channel. I'm being real about that. But no disrespect to dude, you know what I mean? That's just my competition and I've been overtaken greatly by the competition. But we'll get to that, hopefully. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I actually forgot this time. It kind of brings up a question like, you know, does everybody who's got the bad type of charges have a tough time with it? In this guy's particular case, he didn't. And it's not because he was cool with me, even though I was like, hey, yo, you know, it's a big misunderstanding. Your sister still coming to see me? I didn't. But as far as I saw, like, dude didn't have no issues. Now, I don't know if after I left, you know, they put the bung all over him. The bing bong, you see them dogs in your front yard. Just know I'm upstairs handling. Anyways, when I left and went to prison, that was the last that I'd ever heard of this guy. Don't know what happened to him. Would forget about this guy completely, except for telling a prison story maybe way back yonder in the earlier days of AfterPrisonShow. And it wasn't until just recently where I ran into his mugshot. Dude got locked up again, and I said, man, this dude looks so damn familiar. You know, it's crazy because when I go look at mugshots of recent arrests in my area, multiple cities, 5, 7, I don't know if they've got all 7 cities up there, but they got at least 5 of the 7 cities. I am guaranteed, and it's sad, to always see somebody that I know. Always. It might be. I'm not even gonna go there. But I said, man, this dude looks really familiar when I ran across his mugshot. And I said, maybe I was locked up with him. And then I said, wait a minute, is that? And I went and looked at his charges, and now they show you prior, like, arrest shit. And show shit. That's dude right there with the bad charges. Who didn't seem to be doing too bad with those bad charges. And he's locked up again. So I share that bunch of story with you to say it was running into him that I was like, oh my God, he's in a jail where I could do a random stranger visit. So I immediately wanted to set this thing up, share the backstory like I just did right there, and then jump right into the visit and be like, hey, yo, you remember me? I was writing your sister. You was up under my wing. What happened? Does everybody in there know what your prior charges are? How did you fare with those? What was prison like? How much time did you get? Because I know he ended up going to prison. Unless he told on a bunch of people, which I don't even know if that would have worked. So it was having that big idea for that video right there that led me to logging into the website only to be denied. Your account has been suspended. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I'm sure that doing those random stranger visits was completely against their terms of service, but I didn't care. It was fun while it lasted. And I knew that it wasn't going to last for long. Now, I can't exactly pinpoint why I would end up getting terminated from being able to use that site, whether it was somebody who I tried to visit who, alerted the authorities, so to speak, or if it was the staff of the site itself that was like, hey, wait a minute, this is using our thing and we're not going to allow that. So whatever the case may be, I almost like to believe that it was somebody who I was visiting with, who I stopped visiting with because I got busy with the house, who got salty about that, who was like, hey, yo, gettingout.com, hey, man, hey, this dude is exploiting prisoners. Which I guess I kind of was, even though I wasn't doing so in such a bad way. I was allowing people to have a voice for the voiceless. $20 in commissary, it might not have been much. Shit, we weren't even making $20 off of them videos. Just to be real with you. So anyways, the short of it is, after all of that, what happened to the random stranger visits, I'm no longer allowed to do them. And boy, did I have a big one that I wanted to be able to share with you, being the guy who I was just talking about right there. Let me go ahead and move on. Don't want to make this too long. I want to share real quick while it's on my mind that I am coming back to After Prison Show. Not only After Prison Show, but I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing with Joe Does Stuff, my other YouTube channel, which I've been having a lot of fun with just because of the fact I'm able to do content for that a lot easier because I'm able to just vlog showcasing the Bob Vila type, fix it or flop it type of videos that we were doing with the Flip House. But toward the end of being completed with the Flip House, I got to thinking again about getting back on After Prison Show, which I wanted to do, and how would I do so if I did? Well, let me share a couple of things with you guys real quick. Somebody had made a comment and they had said, Joe abandoned 1.4 million subscribers on After Prison Show and is focusing primarily on a YouTube channel that has 14,000 subscribers. What is 14,000? What percentage of 1.4 million is 14,000? Ironically enough, I get the same amount of views on Joe Does Stuff as I would on After Prison Show. And I need to say this. The views at this point, they do not matter. For the 6 years that I've been home from prison, it's just recently been 6 years, so now it's a little bit more than that, maybe about a month or two. I was handcuffed, proverbially speaking, to the views. My life depended upon the views. And in the earlier days, it wasn't so hard to, see those views because maybe After Prison Show was at its peak, its plateau, whatever it may be. We had some huge series that we did, some huge stories, some huge people who we featured on After Prison Show who helped to carry After Prison Show. I don't want to take away from anything that we've done in the past. But of course, as time would go on, drama would happen, that would dissipate After Prison Show. New people would arise with their YouTube channels. That would help dissipate After Prison Show. The fresh blood would take a front seat and more After Prison Show would take a back seat. So when people say, and over time, eventually, you just really kind of reached the back of the line. You really reached the bottom, I guess. I hope I'm making some sense with what I'm saying here. But for anybody who had said that Joe abandoned After Prison Show, come on, let's be for real now. Hey, I was really still trying. Violin track. But people weren't watching the videos. You know how bad it was to pour your heart and soul into these videos. To only see X amount of views, like maybe 10, 15,000 if I was lucky, maybe 20. So don't say that I abandoned it. Damned if I didn't try to keep that joint afloat, especially with some new ideas like the random stranger visits. That was a great idea that I knew would be short-lived for exactly the reason why it was short-lived. I knew eventually that would get shut down. And don't call it a comeback, you know what I mean? But I want to stick to the whole views talk. Anybody who's doing YouTube, do not let, I don't know if they would say it or not. Maybe I've said it in the past. It's not about the views. Bitch, it is. You need the views, right? Currently where I am in this stage of things, well, it's really not about the views. right? I mean, of course, I would love to see the views, but it's not about that. Because like I said, over on Joe Does Stuff, I get the same amount of views, and I'm not trying to compare tomatoes to tomatoes. I'm just saying that I've overcome that fear of not getting views, right? And I want to quote one of my favorite quotes ever from that movie Fight Club, where Brad Pitt, which was really Edward Norton, they were schizophrenic. One of them was. Brad Pitt would say, it's not until you lose everything that you're free to do anything. I haven't lost anything. Maybe a little bit of my pride. What? I haven't really lost any, but I've reached a point where I feel like I'm free to do anything. I've got breathing room. I've just completed this flip house. That's a major accomplishment. Again, go check out Joe Does Stuff. And now I've got the free time, the time on my hands, at least in the meantime, to get back here on After Prison Show. And what am I going to do with this opportunity? Well, folks, I'm going to let you know. You might not like it. I hate to say it that way. You might not like it. I've got something in my mind that I feel like could be rather large. Like something you might see in a prison shower. Anyways. What? I'm going to start being, well, I'm going to be a lot more creative here. I've been, throughout the course of this, I like to do my little skits, my little black and white skit scenes, and, tell stories and react to things and then try things. A perfect example would be the Joe Ross series. Now, the Joe Ross series I felt like was great. I mean, Jesus Christ, I look the part at this point without the wig, right? But like I'm sitting here drawing mug shots, and they're coming out relatively okay, and we're Bob Ross in this joint and making some little jokes. That's right, folks. Happy little meth pipes. And because of the views not being adequate enough, I abandoned that idea. Well, no more, folks. No more. In fact, I'm going to do what makes my heart flutter, what makes me happy. And I hope that you'll appreciate it. I hope that you'll rock with it. And I know that some of you will not. And I respect that entirely. There will be no clickbait about it. The title will tell you exactly what it is. Is it the Joe Ross series that's like my major opportunity comeback type of a deal here? Not so much, but maybe. It takes a lot of work to put those videos together. Plus, I got to draw. And that's a lot of pressure drawing on the camera. But anyways, it's something that I've done here in the past, a little bit, that I'm planning to, at least for these first couple of, at least for a video or two, I'm going to rock with. And I'm going to keep it creative, I'm going to keep it light, and I'm going to keep it fun. And I think with those three things right there, creative, light, and fun, I held up three, right? I think some people will definitely enjoy it. And that's all I can hope for. Maybe it'll take off. Maybe it will be the bounce back of After Prison Show. But I've become, I ain't gonna say I've become a realist, and I know that'll never happen. No, I don't want to say that at all. I'm in a place right now where I've accepted what it is. After Prison Show has had an amazing run here on YouTube. It's because of all of you. And so many who don't watch After Prison Show anymore. And I respect it for whatever it is at this point. And because this has been my thing, well, I want to get back to it in whatever way that I can and have fun with it at the same time. To be honest with you, if we're going to, I always keep it 100 with you, I didn't even really like the random stranger visits. I mean, they were easy to a certain degree, but then again, they weren't. It was so hard to be able to get the equipment to work with the recording software, like the OBS. It was so hard to get people to pick up, and then some people who did pick up, they were just fucking boring. I'm sitting there damn near pulling my hair out like, I would rather be doing Joe Ross. And just remember, folks, there's no mistakes. just meth pipes. You know what I mean? Like, that's me writing music. Turn down the lights, turn up the pipe, get high as a kite. There's no cops in sight. There's a little a feeder road behind my old she shed here where I film at. And I just wonder, I'm sure, it's bright and early as I'm filming this video the day after Christmas. And I wonder to myself, I wonder if anybody's walking their dog at this point, listening to this. Like, is that a recording studio? Is that Celine Dion up in that money? Is that Seal? I want to have fun with it, folks. That's what I intend to do. That's the short and narrow of it. After Prison Show, we're going to bounce back a little bit. We're going to come back. I've got the time to be able to do so, and I appreciate you guys still sticking around to check out whatever's going on here. I hope you were able to enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy the videos that I feature this, soon. I'm going skiing Tuesday, even though it's going to be 70 and raining. We'll be vlogging that over on Joe Does Stuff. And if you like the vlog content, for the third time, check out Joe Does Stuff. And over here, we're going to keep it prison related. We're going to keep it as gangster as it gets on the internet. Thug life for life. What's that dude that I'm seeing all over TikTok right now? Hey, yo, I'm just coming home. I don't know how to work this shit. Is there some girls out there? Good for him. Good for him. I'm going to have fun with it, folks. And I appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. And I hope that you'll check out what I've got coming in the future. Just know, it's like coffee with no cut. No milk, no sugar, no creamer. It's an acquired taste. And not everybody's going to like it. Bars! Happy holidays, folks. I hope your Christmas was as great as it could possibly be. I thank you for taking the time to check this out. And I'm going to look forward to getting back here. Because I'm back here. And sharing with you guys so much that I've got in this crazy little mind of mine. Here on After Prison Show. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted. And make the most of every day. Peace! Oh yeah.